The other stuff can all be replaced, and the ring can be replaced too, but it's not the same one that he got.
It's a symbol of bravery and heroism, and tonight it's in the hands of criminals. Months after a West Point cadet received a class ring designed especially for him, it was stolen from his truck that was parked in the short north. Tonight, Steve Levine with what's being done to get the military memento back into the right hands.
A West Point cadet is now doing battle with heartless crooks after thieves stole his specially designed class ring when the 21-year-old was staying here in the short north with his dad last month. Now the family contacting WSYX to see if we can help get back the stolen military memento. These are photos of Brandon Harder and his parents snapped just last fall at the U.S. Military Academy at West Point in New York State when the cadet received this one-of-a-kind class ring during a special ceremony.
They spent most of their junior year designing them individually, and they're all custom made. And
the ring, which includes melted gold from class rings that once belonged to fallen and deceased soldiers, sadly no longer on Brandon's hand. It was stolen from inside Brandon's truck New Year's Day when the vehicle was parked in a short north hotel garage. Brandon and his dad, who live in Missouri, stopped in Columbus overnight as Brandon headed back to West Point to begin his final semester when they were targeted by crooks.
There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that went into earning that. It's a piece of him.
Brandon's dad tells us someone shattered the passenger front window and took not only the ring, which was in a locked case, but duffel bags filled with clothes, a hunting bow and arrow, and a duck call that's been in the family for generations.
You can't put a value on that. It really has no value to anyone other than us.
Columbus police now planning to review surveillance video to identify a suspect, while Brandon's family takes to social media, asking the public and pawn shops to be on the lookout for this one-of-a-kind designer ring, hoping it can be found and returned to Brandon's finger.
The other stuff can all be replaced, and the ring can be replaced too, but it's not the same one that he got. Out of bad things, good things can happen, and hopefully it does.
On your side in Columbus, I'm Steve Levine reporting.
If you're looking to get a COVID test, you might have to do some extra homework. There are more options available, but they might not be enough to meet the surging demand. Here's Tom Bosco.
The search continues for COVID testing. Now, there are tests out there, but you are going to have to look hard for them, and you may have to pay for them as well. More cars continue to roll into CAS, capable of testing 1,000 people a day. The testing site is run by OSU's Wexner Medical Center, with help from the state in the form of a handful of National Guardsmen. Where are more of these kinds of testing sites? The governor last week promised more coming to other parts of the state.
You're going to see a lot more sites around the state of Ohio.
But for now, there are no more planned in central Ohio. In addition to the CAS site, WSYX found an adult daycare offering tests. And here's another one. Life Care Alliance, the main vehicle for Meals on Wheels in Franklin County, is also doing COVID testing.
People are coming here to get tested because they can't find it elsewhere. It's a struggle right now.
The agency's CEO says they stockpiled the rapid PCR tests before the holidays to help those traveling, especially internationally.
To get into that country, you needed the test within 24 hours sometimes, or 48 hours. So we were happy to help if we could.
But you'll have to pay for these, $200 per test.
We don't have a lot. We're down to under 100 now.
Chuck Gehring acknowledges it's tough for anyone looking for tests right now. He says if the Supreme Court allows the Biden administration's vaccine mandate for employers with 100 or more workers to go forward, well, Gehring says that's going to be hard to pull off.
There's nowhere near the amount of testing kits available to test employees.
Franklin County Public Health just announced 2 pop-up vaccination clinics, but at this point, no plans for mass testing centers. On your side, on the west side, I'm Tom Bosco reporting.
Tom, thank you. From COVID testing supplies to school changes to the safety of your kids, there's so much to keep track of amid this resurging pandemic, and the WSYX app can help you do it. Get updates and breaking news alerts sent directly to your phone. Just search WSYX WSYX in the App Store and take our entire news team with you wherever you go. Tonight, handling the demand. It's a real test for COVID testing sites. Thousands of people lining up every day. We'll show you more options to get a test and get peace of mind.
Plus, hundreds of OSU students won't be moving back to campus just yet. The preventative measures that are preventing a potential COVID outbreak.
And struggling to keep kids in class. The plan by Columbus City Schools to become less remote despite a drain on staff. We're following a number of developing stories tonight.
But first, the daily rise in COVID cases across Ohio remains above average. 18,042 more cases reported in the last 24 hours. Daily hospitalizations are below average tonight at 299, along with ICU admissions at 21. But Ohio is approaching 100,000 total hospitalizations since the pandemic started. It's a disturbing milestone that we could reach as early as tomorrow.
Ohio State students are back to campus today following winter break.
And as they start the new semester in the midst of a COVID surge, OSU is ramping up steps to reduce the spread. Here's Luann Stoya.
Before students could enter these residence hall doors, OSU required them to take a COVID test here on campus.
It was quick, it was easy. It was just a nose swab. You did it yourself.
As spring semester begins, I'm grateful to be part of a community of people who are here for each other.
Dr. Christina Johnson sent out a welcome back video on social media. OSU tells us they did prevent about 340 students from spreading coronavirus on campus.
We were pleased with the way things went this weekend. About 3.2% of those 10,600 students tested positive. Most of them chose just to return home, and they'll isolate for 5 days and then come back.
Ohio State tells us students should have an isolation plan in case they test positive. OSU says so far they're able to accommodate positive cases in campus isolation housing and hotels.
I think some people getting sick is going to be inevitable. I mean, it's contagious and that's just how it goes. So a little nervous for that as the semester goes on.
OSU does not have a mask requirement outside on campus. Sophomore Caitlin Carter says it was good students' Buckeye IDs would not work if they had not been tested.
I'm so excited. I have no online classes, which is so good, but all the teachers are giving online options if students don't feel safe or are sick.
I do like that there's the option to be online for those, who are more comfortable, but I think we can't really let the world stop us from living.
Ohio State says 92.5% of students are vaccinated. They're encouraging but not requiring boosters.
I'm feeling kind of excited to be back. I like all my classes this semester. I think COVID is always, a fear, and you just have to take the necessary precautions and kind of do your part in keeping everyone safe.
OSU says teachers and staff can get COVID tests through Wexner Medical Center. Students who live in residence halls will be tested once a week through the semester.
I think Ohio State is doing a good job at testing people.
The university says they'll monitor the data closely. Right now, OSU leaders tell us they are committed to in-person classes. On your side, I'm Luann Stoya reporting.